Welcome back to the channel. Today we're exploring the top 4 most valuable and expensive Kennedy half dollars. These coins were created as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy after his tragic death, and while most are worth just 50 cents, certain rare dates, minting errors, and pristine conditions have transformed a few into collector treasures worth big money in today's market. Let's get started. First up, the Kennedy half dollar stands as one of the most iconic and beloved coins in American history, and among its many issues, the 1776 to 1976 bicentennial edition holds a particularly special place. Even in circulated condition, this coin captures the spirit of celebration, national pride, and timeless collectability. The version with the Denver D mint mark is especially significant, and today, it shines in the numismatic market as a highly demanded and valuable piece. The bicentennial Kennedy half dollar was minted to commemorate the 200th anniversary of American independence. This was no ordinary coin. It was created as part of a historic celebration of freedom, liberty, and the founding of the United States. Millions of Americans collected these coins at the time, but only a fraction of them have survived today in desirable collectible condition. That is why, even in circulated states, they remain prized treasures. On the obverse, the coin features the timeless portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. This portrait had first appeared in 1964 following Kennedy's tragic passing, and it continues to symbolize leadership, courage, and honor. The detail of Kennedy's profile, along with the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the dual date, 1776 to 1976, makes this coin instantly recognizable and deeply meaningful. The reverse design is what sets the bicentennial edition apart from all other Kennedy half dollars. Instead of the usual presidential seal, the coin proudly displays Independence Hall in Philadelphia, the site where both the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution were debated and adopted. The inscription, 200 Years of Freedom, and the national motto, E Pluribus Unum, surround the design, making this a coin filled with history and patriotism. The Denver D mint mark, located just below Kennedy's neck on the obverse, adds even more significance. Mint marks are essential for collectors because they identify the origin of the coin, and the 1976 D is one of the core issues needed to complete any serious Kennedy half dollar set. The D gives this coin a mark of authenticity and importance that elevates its desirability in today's market. While millions of bicentennial half dollars were minted, many were heavily circulated in everyday commerce, meaning that higher-grade examples are less common today. This is where the circulated condition of the 1976 D becomes valuable. It represents a coin that actually lived through the hands of Americans during the country's bicentennial celebrations. Every sign of use adds character and historic authenticity, making it more than just currency, but a time capsule of American pride. Collectors recognize the unique features of the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar, including its large size, copper-nickel composition, and its patriotic dual-dated design. The coin not only represents Kennedy's legacy, but also commemorates one of the greatest national milestones. This dual connection, honoring a beloved president and celebrating 200 years of independence, makes it stand apart from almost any other modern coin. The rarity factor comes not from limited mintage but from collector demand and survival in desirable condition. Most people who held onto these coins did so in circulated or lightly circulated grades. Today, with collectors increasingly looking to complete bicentennial sets, demand has outpaced availability, which drives values upward. The Denver mint-marked issue is a cornerstone for anyone who wants a complete Kennedy half-dollar timeline. The action market for Kennedy half dollars is thriving, and the bicentennial issues are right at the center of the excitement. Auction houses, coin shows, and online platforms see strong bidding activity for the 1976 D, as collectors recognize both its historical importance and investment potential. Coins with this dual date are not only visually appealing, but also resonate emotionally with those who cherish America's heritage. In terms of market value, even circulated 1976 D Kennedy half dollars carry strong demand. Prices remain healthy and continue to rise steadily as collector interest grows. Coins in circulated condition are affordable, yet still command premiums over face value, while higher-grade examples can bring impressive returns. This shows just how much respect this coin commands in numismatics. The 1976 D. Kennedy half dollar is also highly appealing because it bridges the gap between casual and serious collectors. Beginners are drawn to its affordable entry point and historical design, while advanced numismatists treasure it as part of a complete set. This wide collector base ensures that demand remains strong, making it a secure and reliable piece for any collection. For collectors, tips include paying attention to details like the sharpness of Kennedy's profile, the clarity of Independence Hall on the reverse, and the condition of the coin's edges. Even in circulated condition, well-preserved examples with strong details are more attractive and command better prices. Proper storage in coin holders or albums is also essential to protect the coin's value over time. Another important tip is to seek out variations. Some bicentennial half dollars were struck in silver-clad versions, and even within the Denver Mint issues, there are differences in strike quality and condition. Staying alert to such details can mean finding coins with even higher premiums in the market. Adding the 1976 D. Kennedy half dollar to a collection is not just about ownership, but about holding a symbol of national pride. For collectors who enjoy building sets, the bicentennial coin is a centerpiece that ties together history, artistry, and meaning. It's a coin that tells a story far beyond its face value. The long-term outlook for this coin remains strong. As the United States continues to celebrate milestones in its history, coins like the bicentennial half dollar only grow more important. Future generations will look back at these coins as not just currency, but as symbols of American endurance and patriotism. The 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half dollar with the Denver D. Mint mark in circulated condition is a true gem of American coinage. With its dual-date design, Kennedy portrait, Independence Hall reverse, and connection to the bicentennial celebrations, it carries unmatched historical and collector value. Today's market recognizes its strength, and demand ensures its place as a must-have in any serious collection. This coin shines as a timeless piece of American history and a valuable treasure in the world of numismatics. Next up, the 1985 half dollar with the Denver D. Mint mark shines as an outstanding collectible. Even in circulated condition, this coin is treasured for its history, its artistry, and its continuing demand in today's action-packed coin market. It is a piece that collectors recognize instantly and one that holds both sentimental and financial value. The Kennedy half dollar was first introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy, who was tragically assassinated in November 1963. The coin quickly became a symbol of national unity, hope, and remembrance. By 1985, more than 2 decades after its debut, the coin was still being produced and circulating widely across America. The Denver Mint, which struck millions of coins that year, ensured that the D. Mint mark became part of this coin's identity, adding to its importance in a complete Kennedy series. On the obverse, the coin features the well-known portrait of President Kennedy designed by Gilroy Roberts. The detail of Kennedy's strong profile, the word liberty across the top, and the phrase "In God We Trust" prominently beneath, give this coin a dignified and timeless appearance. The date 1985 sits clearly at the bottom, reminding us of the era in which it was produced and placing it firmly in the history of late 20th century American coinage. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, is equally iconic. It features the presidential seal, with a heraldic eagle holding arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by 50 stars representing the states. The inscriptions "United States of America" and half dollar reinforce its national pride. This design has stood the test of time, giving collectors a sense of strength and continuity. The Denver D. Mint mark on the 1985 issue is found just beneath Kennedy's neck on the obverse, and for collectors, this small mark makes a big difference. It tells the story of where the coin was struck and becomes an essential part of tracking mint varieties across the Kennedy half dollar series. Coins from Denver are prized for their strong strikes and clear detail, making the 1985 D a popular choice in collections. While the 1985 Kennedy half dollar was minted in large numbers, the demand for them today is strong because so many were used in circulation. Coins in circulated condition, like the one we are focusing on, represent genuine history. Coins that were used in everyday transactions and carried by Americans throughout the mid-1980s. Their circulated state gives them character and authenticity that collectors truly appreciate. The unique features of the 1985 D half dollar include its copper-nickel clad composition, its weight of 11.34 grams, and its diameter of 30.6 millimeters. Its larger size compared to quarters or dimes makes it visually striking, and its silver-like shine, when well-preserved, remains one of the reasons it is admired so highly. Even in circulated form, these coins maintain an impressive presence. Rarity plays an important role in the desirability of this coin. While the overall mintage may have been high, the survival of coins in collectible quality is lower than most would expect. Many Kennedy half dollars from the 1980s were heavily worn down in daily use, and today collectors seek out well-preserved circulated examples to complete their sets. The demand for these coins continues to rise as collectors realize how essential the 1985 D is for a full run of Kennedy halves. Collectors are drawn to the 1985 D not just because of its history, but also because of its place within the broader Kennedy half-dollar series. Completing a date and mint mark set requires adding this coin, making it a cornerstone issue. The circulated examples are especially appealing to collectors who love coins that tell stories of use and circulation rather than sitting untouched. The action market for Kennedy half dollars is buzzing with interest. Auctions, coin shows, and online platforms often feature 1985 D half dollars, and competition among buyers demonstrates how much value the market places on them. Even circulated coins generate strong bidding activity, showing just how respected and in demand they are. In terms of current market value, the 1985 D Kennedy half dollar in circulated condition continues to rise. Collectors are willing to pay above face value for quality examples, and with every passing year, the recognition of this coin's importance increases. Those who hold on to their circulated 1985 D halves are sitting on coins that continue to appreciate in both financial and historical worth. For collectors, the tips for acquiring a great 1985 D Kennedy half dollar include looking closely at the details of Kennedy's hair, the sharpness of the eagle on the reverse, and the clarity of the lettering around the coin. Even in circulated condition, coins with strong details stand out and fetch higher premiums. Proper handling and storage are also key to maintaining value. Another collecting tip is to consider building a full Kennedy half dollar set that includes the 1985 D. A complete collection becomes a showcase of American history, and the 1985 D plays an essential role in representing the coinage of the 1980s. Collectors who take this step see not just financial reward, but also personal satisfaction in owning a piece of numismatic heritage. The appeal of the Kennedy half dollar lies not only in its beauty, but also in its emotional connection to American history. The 1985 D issue, though circulated, is more than just a coin. It is a symbol of continuity, progress, and remembrance. Collectors treasure it not just for what it is, but for what it represents. Looking to the future, the outlook for the 1985 D Kennedy half dollar remains strong. As demand for Kennedy halves continues to grow worldwide, coins like this will only become more sought after. Its value in the action market reflects not only current interest, but also long-term confidence in its collectible power. The 1985 Kennedy half dollar with the Denver Mint mark in circulated condition is a remarkable piece of American numismatic history. With its powerful design, its enduring symbolism, and its strong market demand, it remains a treasure for collectors. Its rarity in collectible quality, combined with its timeless appeal, ensures that this coin will always hold a high place in both hearts and collections. Owning one is not just about holding a coin. It's about holding a piece of America's story. Next up, the 1972 half dollar with the Denver D Mint mark continues to shine as a standout piece. Even when found in dirty circulated condition, this coin holds incredible collector interest and is highly sought after in today's action market. It is not just a coin. It is a piece of American history that continues to generate strong demand and impressive dollar value. The Kennedy half dollar was first introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy, following his tragic assassination in 1963. Americans embraced the coin instantly, and the design became one of the most beloved in U.S. coinage. By 1972, the Kennedy half-dollar was firmly established as a national symbol, and the Denver Mint proudly struck millions of coins that year to keep up with the growing demand for this popular denomination. On the obverse, the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar features the elegant portrait of President Kennedy, created by Gilroy Roberts. His strong profile, the bold lettering of Liberty, and the inscription, "In God We Trust," all stand as timeless symbols of leadership and unity. Even in dirty condition, this portrait carries weight and significance, reminding collectors of the enduring legacy Kennedy left behind. The reverse of the coin, designed by Frank Gasparo, is equally powerful. The heraldic eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch sits proudly at the center, surrounded by a ring of stars. The words United States of America and half-dollar are inscribed boldly, completing the design. This emblem of American strength and peace gives the 1972 D half-dollar a level of symbolism that adds to its desirability in every collector's eyes. One of the defining features of this coin is the small D mint mark located just beneath Kennedy's neck on the obverse. This mint mark identifies the coin as a Denver Mint issue, and for collectors, this detail is extremely important. Having the Denver version is essential for completing a full Kennedy half-dollar set, and the 1972 D is a must-have for anyone serious about building a collection. The composition of the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar is copper-nickel clad, with a weight of 11.34 grams and a diameter of 30.6 millimeters. Though not silver, the coin still has a striking presence, especially when viewed in hand. Its larger size compared to quarters and dimes ensures that it stands out in any collection, and its durability allows even dirty coins to retain their charm and historical significance. Rarity plays an interesting role with the 1972 D half-dollar. While millions were struck, coins that survive today with strong detail and good overall eye appeal are harder to come by than most realize. Circulation took a toll on many of these coins, and finding well-preserved examples has become a challenge. Even coins in dirty condition are sought after because they represent authentic circulation history and still hold value in the collector's market. Collectors value this coin for more than its face value. The 1972 D is part of an important era of the Kennedy series, representing the transition years when Americans were still adjusting to clad coinage after silver was removed. Having this coin is not only about adding a half-dollar to your collection, but also about owning a piece of the broader story of American money. The action market for the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar continues to be vibrant. Auction platforms, coin shops, and collector events consistently see demand for this coin, whether in pristine condition or well-worn circulated states. Collectors know its importance, and the competition for these coins has helped drive values higher, especially for coins with strong detail and eye-catching presence. In terms of market value, the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar in dirty circulated condition still commands strong interest. While it may not appear shiny, its historical weight and collector demand ensure that it trades above its basic face value. As more collectors build complete Kennedy sets, the demand for each date and mint mark grows, and the 1972 D is no exception. Its dollar value in today's market reflects this strong interest. For collectors seeking to add a 1972 D to their holdings, the key is to focus on the strength of detail. Even dirty coins can display sharp features in Kennedy's hair, the eagle's wings, and the lettering. These details make all the difference when assessing market value, and coins with clear definition tend to attract more interest from buyers. Another tip for collectors is to consider the historical context of the coin. The early 1970s were a transformative time in America, and owning a 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar gives collectors a direct link to that period. This connection adds depth to a collection and creates a richer story when showcasing the coin to others. The beauty of the 1972 D half-dollar is that it appeals to a wide range of collectors. Beginners see it as an affordable way to start, while experienced numismatists recognize its role in completing their Kennedy series. This broad appeal ensures that demand for the coin remains strong in every level of the market. The coin's continued popularity also speaks to the enduring legacy of President Kennedy himself. His image on this coin continues to inspire admiration, and that emotional connection keeps collectors returning to Kennedy half-dollars year after year. The 1972 D is part of that tradition, and it will never lose its relevance. Looking ahead, the outlook for the 1972 D Kennedy half-dollar remains extremely positive. As time passes, coins from this era become more nostalgic and collectible, and even dirty examples gain in importance. Collectors understand that supply is finite, and as demand continues to climb, values will rise steadily. In conclusion, the 1972 Kennedy half-dollar with the Denver Mint mark in dirty condition is far more than just a coin. It is a piece of America's heritage. With its timeless design, powerful symbolism, and undeniable demand in today's action market, it remains a must-have for every serious collector. Its rarity and attractive circulated quality, its historical importance, and its lasting appeal make it a true treasure of the Kennedy half-dollar series. Owning this coin means holding a valuable slice of American history that continues to shine in the world of numismatics. Next up, the Kennedy half-dollar has always been one of the most admired and widely collected coins in American history, and the 1978 issue without a mint mark is a remarkable example of this legacy. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin carries with it both historical importance and strong collector appeal. In very fine condition, the 1978 half-dollar represents far more than its face value. It is a piece of history that continues to perform strongly in today's action market. The Kennedy half-dollar was introduced in 1964 as a national tribute to President John F. Kennedy following his tragic assassination in 1963. Americans demanded a lasting symbol to honor him, and the half-dollar became that tribute. Since then, the series has held a permanent place in the hearts of the public and collectors alike. By 1978, the Kennedy half-dollar was firmly established as one of the most recognizable coins in circulation, admired for its bold design and deep symbolism. The obverse of the 1978 Kennedy half-dollar is graced by Gilroy Roberts' portrait of President Kennedy. The strong profile of the late president is framed by the word liberty above and the national motto, "In God we trust," below. Even in circulated states, this portrait shines as one of the most beautiful designs in U.S. coinage, and in very fine condition, the details in Kennedy's hair and facial features remain sharp and appealing. On the reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, sits the powerful heraldic eagle, symbolizing the strength and authority of the United States. With arrows in one talon representing defense and an olive branch in the other representing peace, this design has resonated with generations of collectors. The eagle is surrounded by stars, along with the bold inscriptions United States of America and half-dollar, making the coin a patriotic emblem as well as a numismatic treasure. The 1978 half-dollar without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. The absence of a mint mark itself makes the coin identifiable to collectors, and this distinction is crucial when building complete sets of Kennedy half-dollars. Collectors place great emphasis on the Philadelphia issues, and having a strong example in very fine condition ensures lasting desirability. In terms of specifications, the 1978 half-dollar is composed of copper-nickel clad, weighing 11.34 grams and measuring 30.6 millimeters in diameter. Although the silver content had been removed years prior, the coin's impressive size and bold design ensure it remains one of the most eye-catching coins in U.S. circulation. Collectors continue to prize these coins, not for their melt value, but for their historical and symbolic significance. Rarity plays an important role in the appeal of the 1978 Kennedy half-dollar. While many were struck, surviving examples in very fine condition that maintain strong detail and sharp lettering are becoming more difficult to find. Coins that spent decades in circulation often became heavily worn, making coins like this one with good preservation highly desirable in today's market. Collectors often view the 1978 Kennedy half-dollar as a bridge between earlier silver issues and the modern series. Its place in the timeline of American coinage makes it particularly meaningful for numismatists who appreciate history as much as design. The 1978 issue is not just another coin. It is a representation of a period in American history when the Kennedy legacy remained vivid in public memory. Today, the action market for Kennedy half dollars is as strong as ever, with the 1978 issue drawing impressive attention. Coin shows, online auctions, and dealer inventories consistently see demand for this coin, especially from collectors who are eager to complete full Kennedy sets or secure attractive examples of individual dates. Very fine condition coins are particularly popular because they balance affordability with appealing visual quality. The current market value of the 1978 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark in very fine condition reflects both its historical importance and its strong collector demand. While its face value is 50 cents, its actual worth to collectors is significantly higher, and those who hold examples in pleasing condition are rewarded with strong offers in the numismatic marketplace. One of the tips for collectors is to always examine the finer details of the coin. On the 1978 half dollar, look closely at Kennedy's hair and the eagle's feathers. The sharper the details, the more valuable the coin becomes. Even in circulated coins, the preservation of these features can make a noticeable difference in market price. Another important tip is to focus on coins with strong eye appeal. Very fine condition coins that may show slight circulation but still have attractive surfaces are far more desirable than dull or heavily worn examples. Collectors should always prioritize coins with good visual presentation, as these are the ones that stand out in collections and bring the highest returns when sold. The positive outlook for the 1978 Kennedy half dollar is undeniable. As time moves on, coins from the late 1970s are gaining more attention, and their collectible value continues to rise. The Philadelphia issues without a mint mark, in particular, are increasingly recognized for their role in completing Kennedy collections and their place in the broader story of American numismatics. Another factor that strengthens demand is the emotional connection collectors feel with Kennedy half dollars. President Kennedy's legacy continues to inspire generations, and owning a 1978 half dollar is a way for collectors to connect with that legacy. It is more than metal and design. It is a symbol of leadership, memory, and American pride. For new collectors, the 1978 Kennedy half dollar offers an accessible yet significant entry into the world of coin collecting. For experienced collectors, it is a must-have that completes an essential piece of the Kennedy timeline. This universal appeal ensures that the 1978 issue remains in high demand across all levels of the market. In conclusion, the 1978 Kennedy half dollar without a mint mark in very fine condition is a treasure of American coinage. With its bold design, historical significance, and consistent demand in the action market, it represents an excellent investment for collectors today. Its rarity in well-preserved circulated states, combined with its powerful symbolism, ensures that it will always hold a special place in numismatics. This coin is not just worth collecting. It is worth cherishing as a timeless tribute to one of America's most beloved presidents.